Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. And as you can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be giving my commentary on Funky Dineva recapping his party down to the bar at Blaque on Sunday. And oh my gosh, he and Wanda, they have totally thrown Tisha under the bus, okay? And he actually gives some more background on Maurice's arrest. Now, before we get into these details, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video. Then YouTube will push this video out through its algorithm, recommending this video to more people who enjoy discussing the various topics surrounding love and marriage Huntsville. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would definitely love to have you as one of the showstoppers. And of course, everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on this soundbite is allowed for criticism. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I am going to play this soundbite and come back with my commentary. Let's do it.
So I instantly walk in, I'm trying to find Marceau. When I walk in, Marceau, Tisha, Maurice, Kimmy, and the two new people was over there by the DJ booth. They had the drinks, bottles on the table. Me and my people, my cousin sister-in-law, we went over there. We was drinking, just having a good time. Now listen, y'all. Them people was already lit before I got there. We got there at about 12:15, about 12-ish, 12:15. They closed at 2. Them people was already lit. Y'all had my name all in the streets, honey, talking about, I done went down to Huntsville and caused Maurice to get the DUI. Fucking I need it every time you go to Huntsville, it's some shit. Yes, every time I go to Huntsville, it is some shit. But this was not my fault, okay? This was not my fault. Them people was lit and crunk when I got there. Got there, I stayed about an hour because I was tired from traveling, went home. Woke up the next day, I found out the same way y'all found out that Maurice had got a DUI. Now, when Maurice showed up to my party on Sunday, I asked him the same question y'all asked. What was you doing out at 12 o'clock the afternoon the next day still drunk? That's not what happened. Maurice told me that he got arrested at about 4 o'clock in the morning is when he got arrested. So I'm assuming the 12 o'clock booking time that was on the arrest record is probably when they processed him. I don't know if it was a shift change or whatever the case may be. As it relates to why Kimmy couldn't have took him home and yada, I don't know none of that. I don't know who all was in the car. I don't know if they took separate cars. I don't know none of that. Anyway, so that's Friday. Saturday night, again, my first cousin lives there or whatever. Wanda has come around my cousin Tina's house before. Shouts out to Tina Heaton. So Wanda and her homegirl came over to my cousin's house because y'all know I love down home people. I love drinking brown liquor, listening to music in the backyard, talking shit and spreading people business and gossiping and talking about people, especially family and friends. That's my shit. I love talking about people while we drunk and telling all their business all in the backyard. And baby, Wanda did not disappoint. Wanda came over there and told she didn't tell all the business. She just told some of it. Baby, we got it down in that backyard. We ate. That's when Wanda got to talk about the BBLs was stinking, so on and so forth. Now, mind you, I didn't know Tisha had got a BBL. So everybody was like, well, she must be talking about her daughter. But then you know what? It would make sense that Wanda know what BBL smelled like if she had to take care of Tisha during her BBL. Now, a lot of people, y'all misconstrued the joke and thought she was talking about people with BBLs don't clean their butt good. That's not what she was talking about. She was talking about the recovery process, all them fluids and all that stuff be stank. That is what she was talking about. All that type of stuff. Now, y'all the ones that said Tisha had got a BBL. Somebody said Marceau said something about it in one of the opening episodes or something. I didn't see it. I don't know. Tisha looked good. Wanda looked good. Everybody looked good. Come Sunday, y'all, down to the bar Huntsville. Party started at 2, from 2 to 9. I got there at about 3:50. Baby, walked in, the place was crowded. We had a good time. The reception was warm. And I want to tell y'all something. Down to the Bar Huntsville was everything that I had envisioned it in my mind to be. I did not want it to be a club. You know how you go to the club, you got Lil Wayne coming to the club, and he walk on the stage and talk to you, but he's not a part of you? No. Down to the Bar Huntsville, it was an intimate, down-home affair. Everybody was drinking, slapping fine, dancing, singing, taking pictures, hugging. It just was a great vibe, and I'm just so glad that I was able to recreate that like backyard, down-home country feel that I had envisioned in my head. Like I was able to recreate that. I'm actually very proud of the fact that I was able to recreate that situation, and everybody loved it. We had people from everywhere. One lady even came from Connecticut. She said she flew from Connecticut to Atlanta to pick up her homegirl and drove over. And I told her, I said, girl, I'm coming to New York at some point, girl. You'd have to come all the way down here. She said, well, I'm coming to that one too. We had a...
And then he went on to say that they had lots of people there from Chattanooga, Huntsville, and Birmingham. But, and then he's planning on doing more traveling events. I guess everyone is inspired by Kempire and his successful tours. That's why you got Carlos King trying to do them, and now Funky Dineva. But in any event, let's get down to business. So, Funky Dineva, he also talked about like when he first flew in, his cousin who lives in Huntsville picked him up from the airport. They went to a restaurant. And as soon as he touched down in Huntsville, he sent Marceau a text saying, hey, just so you know, I'm in town. And so after they ate dinner at this restaurant, Marceau texted him back and said, yo, we're all at Blaque. So this is Saturday night. His official down to the bar party was a day party on Sunday. I'm just painting the picture. So he goes there Saturday night, and you know, he's seeing like some people, he's having conversation with Wanda, and oh my gosh, Wanda, if you remember his video on his Instagram where she's talking, you know, and she was saying how she helped someone take care of their surgery or something, and he was like, Funky Dineva made a joke like, oh, y'all be seeing each other like that? Are y'all going together? And Wanda said, no, I'm strictly dickly. And she said people with those BBLs, they stink. It did kind of insinuate that she was making it seem like people who had plastic surgery just in general were stinky. But Funky Dineva just clarified that Miss Wanda was talking about the recovery process when she nursed Tisha after she had gotten a BBL. My whole thing is, because I don't care, you do what makes you feel comfortable and happy. If you want to have surgery to enhance your beauty, by all means, do what makes you comfortable and happy. But don't throw Tisha under the bus. And I know that Marceau has already done that, him and Martell, in a much earlier episode. You made Tisha get a BBL. But my goodness, Funky, you didn't even have to give that tidbit of your recap if you didn't want to throw Tisha under the bus, my Lord. But that is what they did. Now, y'all have heard me say on previous videos, I love to binge watch a Botched, and that is where Dr. Dubrow and Dr. Nassif, they do corrective surgery on people who have just been butchered by shady, scammy surgeons. And so I can watch that show for hours, but yeah, some people will talk about, you know, being smelly, like when they try to get like the tummy tuck and the surgeon just totally screws them up, and they'll still have the hanging skin. They'll get an infection. Then the doctor will say, oh, I can fix it, and go in and cut a bunch of dead skin out that has died due to the infection. And then Dr. Dubrow has to go in and correct it, but they'll say like, yeah, like I have a smell. So that is just so unfortunate. But if it just happens during your recovery process, you don't have any complications, that's a huge blessing. And, you know, Funky Dineva said Tisha looks good. So then let's get into when Maurice really got arrested. I found this to be very interesting, and it actually made me think, especially when it comes to people of color being incarcerated and how there is like a sloppiness with the paperwork. Okay, so we all thought that he had gotten arrested at about 12 noon Central Time on Saturday. Because the thing was, what in the world? He's already day drinking. Funky's event is not until Sunday, a day later. But Maurice clarified for Funky Dineva that he actually got arrested at 4 a.m. Now that makes more sense. So obviously Funky Dineva was saying, I think maybe it was a shift change. By the time the person actually processed the paperwork in their computer, they just typed in whatever time they were doing the paperwork. And my whole thing is, and I'm not even speaking from a content creator's perspective, they need to be on top of that booking time. If it was 4 a.m. or if they go by the time they make it back to the county jail and get them all registered or whatever, if it's 5 a.m., put in that exact time. Don't just throw in a time willy-nilly. I don't like that, because even like what happened to Breonna Taylor, and this is on a much more serious level, but it goes down to whoever does the clerical work. You know, some people have said that there was like a mistake, you know, in putting down the address for those officers to go to. Now, I still think a no-knock search warrant is insane, but my whole thing is, when it comes to the paperwork of any suspects or detainees, get it right and take it serious. So that is wild to me that he actually got arrested at 4 a.m., but that makes more sense. So he was partying, you know, Friday night / Saturday morning, wee hours of Saturday morning, and then he got picked up. You know, an even bigger question is, where was Kimmy? Okay. Did Kimmy stay home? Did she do a girls' night out with her girlfriends? Did they go out in separate cars and she left early? That ain't even no good scenario either. I'm guessing by reunion time, they're going to say she had a girls' night out and she went elsewhere. You know, because she's not going to want to make it seem like he was out partying without her and she was just at home, you know, binge watching something on Netflix. So that clears up a lot. That explains a lot. I like it. To me, that's like more, I don't want to say common, but maybe like a more realistic scenario, that he went out Friday night, hung out to early Saturday morning, tried to go home, and then he got picked up with the DUI, versus being so drunk at 12 noon. When people are out, they could be taking their daughter to dance class, their son to like practice for sports, people going grocery shopping, going to the gym, and, you know, tragedy could strike. So him getting booked at 4 a.m., that makes more sense. And so there it is. And then, you know, it sounds like, according to Funky, they had a great time. I'm glad that they did, and that, you know, everyone was safe thereafter. But what do you all think about these details? How would you feel if Funky and Wanda threw you under the bus, if Wanda was your nurse? Can you imagine Wanda as your nurse if you had a BBL? Oh my gosh, just call me home, Lord, okay? Why couldn't Maurice or Marceau be Tisha's nurse? My goodness. And, you know, what do you think about the clarification on when Maurice really got arrested? You know, does it explain a little bit more? You know, do you buy it? I am hoping that that is the truth, the 4 a.m. arrest, but that's pretty ridiculous if whoever does the clerical work just typed in a time 8 hours later. Maybe when he has to see a judge, that will get addressed. I don't know. But thank you all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate the support. Please hit the like button on this video because it is a free way of supporting the channel. And please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. I am already just wanting the weekend to be here. It has been a long week already. So I am thankful that tomorrow is Thursday. I hope that we all have a thriving Thursday. And I will talk with you all soon. Think positive. Bye.